Clemson, and it looks like history repeats itself. So after you told me about the Kennedy and Lincoln thing, I wasn't worried anymore. I said, it is. It's got to be, because it's too crazy for this to happen. And I wanted to talk to you, Paul, a little bit about the underclassmen declaring early. But first I wanted to say, I just want to say, Paul, it doesn't cost a dime sometime to make somebody happy and make their day. And I just wanted to say that man, after I called, he called and said some nice things, really made me feel welcome to the show. And as he said, welcome, Chris, to the show that never ends. Step inside, step inside. So he really made my day. And, he said something, Paul. He said, you watch this show, you can learn something. And he was definitely right about that, because when you and him have a difference of opinion, like y'all did last week, I'll tell Rita, hey, Rita, bring the dictionary out. Paul and I, man's getting into it. And
hey, Chris, unfortunately, we're heading to break, but
discussion.
You call again very soon. We are coming back. A lot more to do.
When it comes to your bathroom, the shortest distance between outdated and updated is a trip to the Home Depot's Days of Doing bath event, like vanities up to 40% off, faucets from only $49, plus a wide selection of online bath products. Can't make the trip? We can deliver. It's a good time to be a doer and a saver. Now at the Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limited time only. Event end dates vary by store. See store for details.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This graduation music evokes fond memories for many of us. Communities in Schools is proud to play an important role in the lives of so many high school graduates. As the nation's leading dropout prevention organization, we work inside public schools to ensure that at-risk kids have the chance to see this day. Hear what some recent graduates had to say about Communities in Schools.
They've always had my back. They've always done anything to help me.
Communities in Schools is critical to the success of students whose ability to attend school is often jeopardized by hardships.
They've been there for when I've had any questions, any problems personally. Anytime I needed support, they were there.
At Communities in Schools, we not only help kids progress to the next grade, we support them on the path to graduation.
It means a lot to me to graduate. It's just a big accomplishment.
Communities in Schools never gave up on me. They told me I can do it, and I did it.
Communities in Schools proudly serves 1.5 million students every year. Help us give all 11 million at-risk kids the support they need and the same chance for a better future. To learn how you can lend a hand, go to communitiesinsschools.org.
You're listening to Pensacola's local and ESPN sports station, your favorite ESPN radio shows, plus high school and UWF Argo football. ESPN Pensacola 1330.
Are you looking to hire an IT specialist or a logistics expert, a medical technician, or a security professional? Well, there are some very qualified candidates out there. America's Wounded Warriors. These men and women returning from battle are eager to get back to life at home and a good job. Some have wounds you can see, and some have wounds you can't see, like post-traumatic stress disorder. For these accomplished professionals, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a career counseling service that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. These warriors have world-class job skills and a unique perspective on teamwork. And to ensure proper placement for each individual, Wounded Warrior Project works with employers to find just the right candidate for the job. When your company is looking to hire talented, highly trained employees, contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Stephen A. Smith here. If you're like me, you have a mortgage and a family who depends on your income, then you need to protect the ones you love with life insurance. Life insurance can help pay off a mortgage or send the kids to college. It's peace of mind. Think you can afford it? Chances are Select Quote can help you Get it for less than $1 a day. Select Quote comparison shops up to 10 highly rated companies, including Prudential, Banner Life, and Mutual of Omaha, and others, to find you the company with the best rates. For example, Select Quote could find a 35-year-old man a $500,000 policy for under $21 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Select Quote's breakthrough technology allows them to quickly match you with the best insurance company to find your best policy. Plus, quotes are free. Start protecting your family today. Call Select Quote at 1-800-601-6992. That's 1-800-601-6992. Or go to selectquote.com/Smith.
Get full details in the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gulick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we're going to have some fun today, talking some Senior Bowl. We'll get to more on the Super Bowl, more on Eli Manning's career, whether it's a Hall of Fame one or not, and also talk some local news. Big game tonight for the UWF Argonauts, and El Rico will join us, Manager of the Year.
Just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Broken beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. I'm Chad Brillante alongside JP, and joining us today, the Manager of the Year, doing a great job and representing here in the city of Pensacola, El Rico Tunstall. His son, El Rico, as well, joining us, and man, having some fun today. We're going to talk some sports. We're going to talk about a big movie pilot coming up, and we're also going to get to what's going on right now in the world of Senior Bowl football. A lot of things happening. And JP, I know this week you had the Senior Bowl is a big event, but more importantly, Bill Belichick was there today. And that is huge.
Those like Saban were sitting there conspiring.
Right. That's right. They were. He was actually planting a bunch of chips into quarterbacks around the league.
He had cameras everywhere.
Hey, listen, he was wearing actually sleeves. It was cold, but he had full sleeves on. It was maybe he's humbling.
Anywhere there's cameras, there's Bill Belichick.
That's right. But it was it's always a good time at the Senior Bowl. We'll have more. Elrico, what's happening, man? Good to see you. You coming back from Hollywood and doing some big things?
Yes, man. Yes. Once again, it's great always to be on with my main man, Chad Brillante, man, at ESPN Pensacola. You guys always show love to Manager of the Year. We're fresh off an award in L.A., Dream Machine International Film Festival, man. Went out there, brought home Best New Media Series Concept. We absolutely stole the show. And, man, we're back here getting ready for this premiere, man, and we're just thankful for you having us on. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to a lot of topics today.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun when we have more voices, and I know you're a big sports fan.
Oh, you know it.
And next week we're going to really get into it, then February 6th, the event. But right now, really want to talk a little bit about what's going on. You got the Pro Bowl. Look, the Pro Bowl is one of those kind of events where it's like, you're going, this is how I'll put it. We're going to be frank here. It's like the kid that – is having a rough time, maybe not the best-looking dude, but he doesn't get a prom date. And everybody else has a prom date. So, like, one of the girls that's, like, 3 years, she's already, graduated, and she comes back home, and she's like, sure, I'll take your friend. And there's nothing, kids out there, nothing happens anyway, but you know there's no kisses, there's no smooching. It's just like sort of an escort. No, that's the wrong word. I was going to say, so sorry, let me refrain from that word. Right. I was going to say more of somebody escorting you down there.
There you go.
But somebody that was just going to be a friendly kind of thing. There, maybe, the dances are all above the waist, everything. It's one of those kind of things where you understand it's like, I went, but that to me is sort of when you talk right now about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
it's like it's football, but it really doesn't do anything for the week. Nobody, I don't think one person, even the most diehard football fans, the Scott Cochrans of the world going, yeah. Like none of them are sitting there to me going, oh man, can't wait to make plans. We're gonna have a little barbecue at our house for the Pro Bowl. Nobody's ever said that. So I think do you watch? You don't have to lie.
I do. Not okay. I don't watch. Okay, you told me don't lie. So I don't watch. To me, it's one of the bottom All-Star events there is. It doesn't compare to the NBA All-Star Weekend or even the MLB All-Star Weekend, honestly. That's a pageantry that goes on in those two events. I think the Pro Bowl is just guys don't want to get hit, don't want to get touched. They got careers on the line, so turn it into a flag football game personally. But, it's good to see the guys out there all, camaraderie. But, yeah.
I do want to say that's what I said yesterday. It's a flag football game.
Oh, look at that. See?
The skills competition is the most fun part of that.
That's why I'm on this side of the table.
Listen, there's a trend going on. Anybody that sits over here all of a sudden. Okay, you know what? You better be on my side over here, Junior. I'm just saying over here. I was making good comments about the Heat. They're fun to watch. Kendrick Nunn, those guys. Man, they're stepping up, man.
Hold on. About that, I said Eric Spoelstra deserves Coach of the Year mid-year.
No,
so now you want to talk about let's talk about this.
Let's not applaud this. No, because you're adding stuff. I'm sorry, but no to that. Congratulations.
But it's true. The shows are archived. Go check it out.
Yeah.
I will check it out. I told you no the first time. I'm telling you no now. I think that the Coach of the Year is, and I love saying it, is Budenholzer. Budenholzer is the Coach of the Year for the Bucks. Look what he's doing. And everybody, here's the thing. The perception is that
Why do you hate South Florida?
The perception is this team is just elite, the Milwaukee Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look what he's created. Chris Middleton wasn't a guy that was an all-star when Budenholzer got there. You have Greek Freak, who has learned defense, but he's learned discipline. Yeah. He's learned to be humble, and he's just a freak of nature. But he's gotten better since he's been there. Remember, Mike Budenholzer learned from, and I will say his name a lot in this program, but he has learned from San Antonio and Greg Popovich. He was his right-hand man.
He's off the tree.
And he's done a great job wherever he went. Mm-hmm. But the guys around him, Brook Lopez, was getting nothing out of defense and no block shots. He comes here, he's a complete player. You look at guys like DiVincenzo and all the guys around him, the role players like Ilyasova. This team wasn't a team that was great. He's formed a bunch of players that had talent into a great team, and they have the best record in the NBA. Wow. So for that, there's not one player outside of Giannis who really wasn't even a celebrity yet until Budenholzer got there 3 years ago. I think that this team, all the way across the board, has become elite because of what he's done. And they haven't just they haven't gone out in the market and picked a bunch of celebrities, the LeBrons and ADs. They built this team. And for that,
I give him that. I give him that. That is a great point you just made.
I'll give him that?
I'll give you that, but you got to realize,
more than that, I think,
who are we working with in Miami other than Jimmy, sometimes Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
I mean,
Duncan Robinson.
Well, the Bucks. It doesn't surprise you that you're good, though.
You got the best player. Well, the second best player in basketball.
Duncan Robinson might get picked 7th on a pickup game if he's at the courts this week. They probably passed.
I like
on
the
him.
hero kid too.
They don't miss though. To me, you give me like 1-7-1 guy, one point guard that just like a Mateen Cleaves guy that just dishes it, and then you give me two of them. Like give me a hero and that didn't sound right. Give me a hero. Give me a hero. No, give me a hero and then give me Robinson, and you built the team. Just give me those guys that don't miss from outside. And Troy Daniels always does that for the Lakers. Comes off the bench, doesn't miss. But I do want to get into some of the conversation going on right now with what's going on in it's hard for me to say this, but there's no Patriots anymore in the Super Bowl.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, yeah. There was actually a poll that came out. Who do you want to see win the Super Bowl? And it was 1% Kansas City.
This is fake.
1.5% San Francisco. And then it was also
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. Can we make that a thing?
97.5% is who doesn't care because the Patriots aren't in it. And I think that's fair. I've seen enough of that over the years.
Yeah.
I've been booed out of places. I've hosted.
That was for other reasons, but
that's true. I didn't pay my bills, so again, I wasn't a boo. They were yelling at me to get back, actually. But I will say though, I've hosted I think 7 Super Bowl parties, and 4 of them the Patriots have been in. 5 of them actually. And 2 of them, when they lost one of them to the Giants, the mockery of the crowd. It actually was. They loved every minute of it. I did, but people will boo and chant and cheer everything against them.
That's true.
And a watch party that I hosted, I was told like, "Get out of here, you bum." I'm like, all right, well, I will, but I'm taking my paycheck too. But I'll tell you, this one though is going to be great because you have, to me, the best player versus the best team. You've got San Francisco, and the best player is Patrick Mahomes. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be one heck of a game, man. I can't wait to see the battle. I think the coach matchup, people are really overlooking that, but I want to see what Andy Reid, what he's gonna scheme up. Because we all know Garoppolo's not gonna throw the ball. We know San Francisco's gonna run the ball 40 times, and will that line be able to hold up and stop that running game? And if they do, Kansas City can pull this thing off.
Yeah, your Titans are out of it. I want to make that clear. So
are you
who
a
do you
Titan
like?
fan?
Yeah,
I am.
I don't congratulate him,
brother.
Yeah,
Thank you.
His team's eliminated, but
yeah, but
usually people shake my hand in shame, like, oh man.
No.
But this year it's a little bit different. So
you guys beat us. I mean, you beat the Patriots. I mean,
that's true.
Give us credit.
Just
thank you. I finally got credit. Chad is giving me no credit.
Just continue. There was a point to this about the teams. You were supposed to elaborate on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but the question is though, do you take the over in this game? A lot of people think it's kind of mixed. Kansas City's going to be able to continue doing what they're doing here. I think this is actually going to be a lower scoring game, and it's going to come down to Andy Reid and what he schemes up. Look, the one thing with the big chunk plays, Kansas City's not going to give up those big chunk plays to San Francisco. I think their defensive line is good enough as long as Chris Jones plays, which he seems he's getting healthy. He's got 2 weeks now. That's the difference to me, and that was what I was telling you in the Titans game. If Chris Jones plays, no for Derrick Henry because he's that dominant of a guy.
Yeah.
He's that missing piece. They have good guys there, but if you take a key piece out of your defensive line, the defensive line where it all starts up front, no matter what anybody wants to admit nowadays, if you don't have a good defensive line or an offensive line, you're done.
Exactly.
But I think one thing about San Francisco's run game that's a little different is when you think of running attacks, you think of lower scoring games. But San Francisco can score so quickly with their run game where the scores go. Look, they had 28 points almost at halftime, and Jimmy Garoppolo had thrown the ball 3 times or 4 times. Like the way they run, they pick up such big plays in chunk yards.
But I don't think Spagnuolo is going to give up chunks like that. That's where the Packers defense has been so inconsistent. When they're good, they're really good.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
And when they're bad, boy, they are really bad.
I made it clear. I'm taking. I've made it clear. My pick is in. Kansas City Chiefs. Going AFC, keeping it in house.
Going 49ers.
Okay,
and he's made 49ers. Yeah, we have a steak dinner on it, and I found out Dollar Tree 3.5-ounce sirloins.
Oh yeah, Dollar Tree.
So there we go.
It.
I might get them 2. I might be generous. I might get 7 ounces that day. So there you go. Looking right now as well.
Boy, you spoil me.
Yeah. You can go hang out with Gritty. I'll give you a date with Gritty right there. But he's under. I don't even know what to think of that story because if he really truly did, is the videos? Have you seen the video? Elrica has no clue what's happening here.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's Gritty's the crazy sort of a fur ball that a cat would choke up.
Okay.
If he had eaten carrots.
I'm getting
think
a
about that.
This is him, by the way.
Think of a cat eating carrots.
Oh,
that
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
That thing. Okay.
If a cat ate carrots and then got a fur ball, that's what Gritty is, and or like a mutated Sesame Street character.
There you go.
He went out there and apparently a kid patted him on the top of the head, and then This is Pop's story. He ran over and just whacked him one right in the back, like in full-out mascot mode. So it's sort of funnier, but it's still assault. And now there's a lawsuit pending. I would like to see the video before I make any, because he could be like a bigger guy, like from, like waving back and forth and then just gave him a shove, but he was all joshing around. Like the Philly Fanatic would be, probably have 50 misdemeanors against him if that was the case. But you just got to be careful. San Diego Chicken must have hit somebody with his bike before. I'm just saying, there's a lot of these cases. You had any mascot moments in your life?
No, not in my life. None in my life. Other than Chuck E. Cheese.
Too big.
I mean,
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
I think everybody has a Chuck E. Cheese.
We all have a Chuck E.
really.
Cheese story. Yeah.
I had a daughter that was just terrified of Chuck E. Cheese. So yeah, it was bad. Did you? Okay.
Showbiz Pizza, the old bears. Those were pretty freaky right there.
There was a soul inside of that Showbiz Pizza guy. telling you.
Well, one of the topics that's been happening right now has been Eli versus Big Ben. The conversation that's been on the news today about we're here on sports listening to some of the guys. Will Kane talked about it. I know Jason Fitz. They were talking. Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith were going back and forth. Look, I'm not a big fan of Big Ben as a person. Right now, he sort of looks like Nick Nolte's son, and that's not a compliment. But I will say that the way he plays football, he's one of a kind. I mean, he's the only guy that you thought today in the NFL, they blow the whistle early when it looks like you're going to get sacked. Big Ben has made probably 30% of his plays after they would have blown the whistle. He finds a way to break out of the crowd and all of a sudden throw it up in the air. Like, he finds a way. That's his career, and he always has. He's unorthodox, but he makes it work. But from a standpoint of straight-up sports talk, I don't think it's close. I mean, I understand people wanting to put Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I think he's one of those kind of guys. I'm okay with either side of it. It's like those instant replays you watch 50 times, and you're like, ooh, it did hit the ground, but his hands were under the ball, but like the tip of the ball hits the ground, but he pops it up, and you're like, the call on the field was a catch, so we'll go with that. It's one of those that you can't really get wrong, and some guy like Mike Pereira gets paid like $5 million to just be like, yeah, you know what, it sounds good to me, and then they're like, dude, that you didn't give us anything, and you sit up there in your little box on Fox and make that kind of money. But when it comes down to Eli versus Big Ben consistently throughout his career, I can't believe I'm complimenting a Steeler like this, but throughout his career, he has been a guy that consistently has had the team in title games.
That's true.
He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's made the big plays. Eli has that clutch gene when he gets there, and I'm okay, like I said, with somebody voting him in. But there were a lot of bad years, too. For half of Eli's career, we sort of laughed when you played his team because he was throwing more picks than interceptions.
That's true.
His record is exactly 500. That's not a Hall of Fame type record. If you said, give me a bunch of 8-8 quarterbacks, you wouldn't think of them as Hall of Famers. You'd think of them as Joe Flacco, Derek Carr's, Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton's. Well, Dalton, maybe.
He's
maybe
had
old Dalton.
Years.
Okay, I'm just
give
saying.
him credit.
But 8-8 isn't Hall of Fame, though.
That's not really
and
Hall of Fame.
That's where Eli Manning, but when he got to the big game, the big dance, the reverse Dan Marino, it came through.
He showed up every time.
And his defense won 2 games when they won, 21-17 and 17-14. They weren't 45-41 shootouts. They weren't, but he made the plays when they needed.
Exactly.
Brought a lot of tears to my family and me. But I will say that Eli Manning versus Big Ben, I don't think it's a comparison. And frankly, people want to use things off the field all the times. And I think that's also unfair.
It is unfair.
Because let's put it real simple. If you hire somebody to do your lawn, or if you hire somebody, if somebody's a bartender and you ask them to make a drink for you and you taking the girl out and you're going to make you don't care what they watched on Netflix the night before. You don't care what kind of car they drive, what school they went to. If the guy got a piercing, none of that matters. You want your product. That's it.
Exactly.
So why do we have to judge that Big Ben did some dirty deeds in Georgia? We know that. And Eli Manning has been making us laugh with his brother on DirecTV commercials and having fun. We get that.
Yeah.
As a person, it's not even comparable. Eli's a better class act citizen. But that shouldn't matter when we look at the accolades of the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
And I think that people get so caught up into, they're infatuated. There's a piece of my diction today, infatuation. And that's a new subject right there.
Okay.
Everybody gets a piece of my diction. Okay. And it's one of these things that I'll tell you, if you're everybody wants to try to go down the path of judging people. Actors, actresses, you're in that business.
Yes.
Actors, actresses, they care what they're doing all times, and they base them on that a lot of times more than their movies.
That's true.
People want to. Tom Cruise seems like a crazy person, what he's doing with Scientology. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I've watched some of those things, but I will say Tom Cruise is pretty fun to watch as an actor. He's made some pretty decent
phenomenal
movies.
as an actor.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But he seems a little cuckoo when he gets out of it. But I don't judge him on that. I don't go to a Tom Cruise movie and be like, remember what he did over in California last week. That's the same thing as too many people do. And I hope we go down that path of judging them for what they actually do.
Exactly. Robert Downey Jr. is a prime example.
Yes,
of that.
he is.
That's true.
I mean, come on. And now he's Iron Man. I mean, come on. So everybody deserves that. Let's look at the actual totality of, okay, this guy, what he does at the box office and what they do on the field. Leave that stuff. As far as off the field, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's about football. At the end of the day, it's about this right here. It's about football.
Unless it's something you do on the field, too, like if you get caught doing something on the field.
On the field, okay,
Not PSI in football. Don't try that. Yeah. When we come back, we'll talk some more about what's going on at the Senior Bowl this week. El Rico, Manager of the Year, joining us out here. Big thing coming up here on February 6th as the new pilot for Sacred Heart. Looking forward to this as local actors, local people from your Pensacola area right here. And Manager of the Year, we're going to be out there for the show. Looking forward to that and having some fun coming up there on February 6th. You're not going to want to miss it. Coming back for more Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. You can try a full 30-day bottle of P3 Advanced, free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-253-7136. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-253-7136. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. Call 1-800-253-7136. 1-800-253-7136.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Pensacola Honda and Gulf Winds Credit Union are teaming up to give you a great deal on a new or used vehicle and a great rate. Celebrate the new year with low rates on your new vehicle at Pensacola Honda this Friday and Saturday. Gulf Winds loan officers on site all day. All credit applications accepted. Any type of credit welcome. Get a really nice new or used ride at Pensacola Honda, home of the one price, low price guarantee. Rates, terms, and incentives subject to change and based on credit score. Visit GoGulfWinds.com for loan details. Federally insured by NCUA.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
Building winning teams is all about having the right person in each position. In the summer of 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles signed free agent running back LeGarrette Blount to a one-year deal. His unselfish contributions in the backfield and his veteran leadership in the locker room played a vital role in a season that culminated in a Super Bowl victory for the Eagles.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
You wouldn't draft a linebacker to play as your quarterback, right? It's the same thing as when you're going to hire your next teammate. LinkedIn will match the right talent with your open roles fast. Post a job and you'll get great candidates with the right mix of skills, interests, and experience. So every hire you make is a win for your business. Go to linkedin.com/sports and get $50 off your first job post. That's linkedin.com/sports. linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Everything you wanted to happen hasn't happened.
Oh, my gosh. That's all any of y'all want to talk about is Alabama.
You're really not understanding the conversation, but anyway, we can move on.
Alabama's dynasty has just begun.
Hold on a second, Charles. Somebody wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk that compelling moron. He's nothing but a lame-head old man.
2 till 5 every weekday afternoon. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
You're out of your freaking mind, cow turd.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM. I'm not doing a Burko. See, this is the problem when you got other people in here. And like I've been to some of Rico's events, and they got they have full out dance-offs and stuff. They got some real dancers.
Yeah.
And you see these 34-year-old kid white moves over here, these white man moves, like these bird calls right here. This is embarrassing to everybody here. Just keep it. See, we used to do these things on radio, nobody knew, but now, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So don't play, if you're going to play a jam, you know, anything with beats to it is going to show off my moves. Sorry, honey. If Brittany, if you're out there listening, I apologize. She's like, don't embarrass yourself. But she knows I show up to work every day at 5, so I do.
There you go.
Looking right now at some of the things going on. First off, air grievances. Let's get this off the table. I do want to say, stop showing Antonio Brown in a New England Patriot jersey with all these terrible stories. Come on, let's get that away. Like, stop doing this. Like, who paid him from Pittsburgh or somewhere to like every picture is him in a Pats gear? Like, spend like 2 weeks there. Get him out of here.
Can we get his mugshot in? What if he's wearing the
Patriots
jersey? It's a mugshot. That will be forever remembered.
Well, you know how we always talk about Hall of Fame, what teams are going to go in as Hall of Fame? Like Jalen Hurts is wearing the Oklahoma and Alabama helmet when it comes to what's going on in the Senior Bowl. But when you're talking about like a player that gets into the Hall of Fame, they always pick a team really that they want to be represented by. What if there's like the Hall of Shame, like the ones that have been really in trouble, like, you know, they pick to be with that guy? Just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Hall of Shame.
Aaron Hernandez was the Florida Gator, right? That's all.
All
right. Moving on. Watch his documentary for more on that. Looking right now at what's going on in the Senior Bowl. Always a great event. We've got tickets to the Senior Bowl, too. You can give us a call at 850-1330, 850-623-1330. Just throw out there. It's like one of those, like the Social Securities. They only give you the first three letters.
We're not
three
giving
numbers
you the
right
other
there.
three.
Yeah, 850-623-1330 is the number, and you can call for tickets to Senior Bowl. That's right. Play a little Senior Bowl trivia. That's it. Let's go to the phone lines now. 850-623-1330. Caller, who's this? Jesse?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jesse, how's your day going?
It'd be a whole lot better if I could win these Senior Bowl tickets.
Well, let's make it happen, Jesse. So I got 4 Senior Bowl tickets for you right here if you can answer this question about the Senior Bowl. Now, the Senior Bowl has been played in 2 cities. This is the first time ever it was in one city, and then it moved where it has been its home in Mobile. Can you name the other? I'm going to give you some choices. What the other city besides Mobile is it? Is it Albuquerque, New Mexico? Is it Anchorage, Alaska? Or is it Jacksonville, Florida?
Ooh, that's tough. I might have to go to Jacksonville, Florida.
Look at you, Jesse, coming through. See,
congratulations.
You came through for us, Jesse.
Baby.
You came through for us, and it is Jacksonville, Florida. The original event for the Senior Bowl was played in Jacksonville, Florida. And even on a crazier note, Jesse, you're not going to believe this, it was played with senior citizens, and they actually caused so many injuries that day that they went with senior players.
Jesse, that is not true. That is not true.
No, that part's not true. But thank you. I might have had them buying it for 2 cents. All right, Jesse, congratulations. You got your 4 tickets. By the way, who are you looking forward to?
I've been trying to.
What was that?
I've been trying to get a hold of you at JP. I've been trying to get a hold of you at JP all day for some tickets, man. It's just great look right now. I'm like even called up was going to be like, hey man, can you do me a little favor? But it's awesome to be able to win them.
Well, this is awesome. Well, you know what, Jesse? I'm excited that I can give you 4 tickets, and we'll have those tickets waiting for you downstairs. Do you know where the office is? You can pick them up tomorrow.
Oh, definitely. Remember, I got no LSU Alabama score right, so I did got you one time before.
That's right. I remember that. You got that right, where most of the world did not, but you believed in your pick, and that was. I actually picked Alabama to win that game. I didn't eat for a week at home. I microwave meals, but I will say though that it was that was a good play, Jesse. You got that one right, and I would say most of the world was not picking LSU to win that game in Bryant-Denny. That was the start of when I think truly people around the nation started to believe that the Tigers had a good chance to win the national title. Because at that point, it was still Alabama's number 1. It was still a team that, Tua was still before he just got hurt the week before. So that was the turning point right there. Your pick was the turning point.
Yeah, I know your wife is happy though that LSU got it. So happy wife, happy life.
That's right. My wife is happy. That's where we'll end that. Yeah, you're right. But hey, listen. Somebody out there is listening like, she's married to you. How could she be? No, I'll tell you what. We have an amazing daughter, and I'm blessed. But obviously, the better half of me. Nobody will question that. There's no debate like in sports. The better half of me is my wife and my 3-year-old. She's really cool. I got to spend a little time, and it's always so cool. So, and it's an important day, and I know JP hasn't been telling me, but the Senior Bowl is played on my birthday, and my co-host over here has got actually something big in store. He's been planning it all week, and I don't know. He's shaking his head like he's still trying to surprise me here by saying no, but
you might be disappointed.
I don't know. I know that's all part of the game he's playing here. But hey, Jesse, congratulations, and you can get your tickets tomorrow. All right.
Appreciate it. Happy birthday, man. Early birthday.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Jesse.
Man.
Congratulations right there. So we'll be giving away tickets throughout the course of the show. Jesse winning 4 tickets. See, it's that simple. You were laughing. Listen, people have missed questions. I'm the guy that drops the answer key pretty much right next to it, like whoops, for these questions. That one's not as simple to everybody.
Anchorage had me. I'm not gonna lie. Anchorage, it's just
one of those Viking cruises.
Be the worst place ever to have a Senior Bowl.
What a great way to start your
career.
Guys
get invited to the Anchorage Senior Bowl. They're like, no thanks.
Wouldn't you love that to start your career? You could play literally all 24 hours. You never have to go to sleep. I mean, there's always practice.
Are they on full-time daylight right now?
I have no clue.
Oh, there you go. Don't give me that.
We'd have to ask Mike Bates. He was out there, by the way. Skagway, the guy, WBY. I could ask. I would have to ask Mike that question. But I will tell you though that if you look at the Senior Bowl, a lot of people look at it as just one of those other All-Star games. It's not. It's the All-Star game out of them.
Yeah.
The East-West Shrine, everybody. It's good for them, but these are the players that make their career. Dak Prescott, guys like Carson Wentz from North Dakota, guys like Aaron Donald, DJ Chark. Really, nobody. People just want to sing Baby Chark when they were down there. And watching that guy play last year really made the impact of where he was today. Yeah. I love, and not only that, somebody as a community ambassador, somebody that gives back, does a lot for charity, does a lot of events to get the community together. I've been to some of your events, Elrico, with Manager of the Year. I will say one thing is the Senior Bowl's like that. They give a bunch of money back to the Mobile and Pensacola area.
Yeah.
Sorry, very rare, but once in a while, so still have to cough. It's got me choked up. Jim Nagy, the executive director, came down here and said he's trying to expand this not only into a Mobile event, but really a South event.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's doing that tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you're out there listening, remember this. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., you're going to have an opportunity to go down to Blue Wahoo Stadium and have a chance to meet a bunch of the Senior Bowl players. They're going to be on the field. Bring your kids, or even if you don't have kids, you can come down there, get autographs. It's going to be open to the public. It's an awesome event. I was talking to Coach Dave Wilson about it. It is that's going to be really awesome. 10 o'clock right there at Blue Wahoo Stadium.
You got to miss school tomorrow.
That's like
perfect.
Yeah. You think he's going to be? Yeah,
and last time we heard, Jalen was going to be there.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Okay.
850-623-1330. So, if Jalen Hurts isn't there, it's on JP. Who's on the phone? Caller, who's this?
This is Eric Baker.
Eric, what's happening, by the way? Congratulations, Eric, by the way, for your Niners and, more importantly, all your success in your career so far.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. If it wasn't for that man sitting right there with you, I wouldn't have the success in my career. But definitely, he's been a blessing. Elrico Tunstall, Manager of the Year, definitely.
Well, first off, too, by the way, I saw Jumanji 2 in theaters, and I want to say bravo.
Yes.
Bravo. I was looking for it, so I was like, I actually like said something out loud. I was like, "Oh, look, that's my guy," and like people like, "Shh," give you one of the you're in the movie theater. But man, you know what? You've had a great career, and Eric, how's everything going? By the way, not only with your acting career, I know you also as an MMA fighter and a boxer, somebody that's been moving up. How's that going? Because model too. You know that part. You know, that's for the ladies. Listen. We all know. You don't have to, Eric. You just walk up to him. You're like, okay, yeah, that guy could probably beat me up and probably take my woman if I'm. Eric, what? And now you're taking our chance at a title too with the Niners here. That was the one thing I had on you, Eric, and now you're taking that. But what? How's everything going as well with the MMA career?
Oh, well, I'm actually kind of putting it on the back burner right now due to, Sacred Heart, our new series here, and all these, acting jobs I've been blessed with, brother. I really don't have time to spin the boxing plate right now.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing for people like me that can still joke around and josh our words. That I know I feel a little safer that you won't take me out. But I will say that you've done an awesome job, and this event coming up here February 6th, we're looking forward to being out there as we're going to be out there live with the Sports Drive from 5 to 7 for it, and it's going to be awesome. And you guys, the show itself, it definitely has my attention based on that there is betrayal and lust and deceit, all the words that get people on those shows like Chicken Fried Homicide and all those. Oh man, this is getting my attention. I'm fired up.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad you're on board, Chad. Definitely, brother. You've always been supportive of us and Manager of the Year, brother. And definitely, I'm glad you're on board. And I look forward to the event too. It's definitely, it's huge. It's huge for Pensacola. It's huge for our economy. It's huge for, Manager of the Year. It's just God is good, definitely.
Man, I just want to say this to you, Eric. I know you're getting ready to coming up. I think next week, at the beginning of February, Eric will actually be on set with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's going to be on set. He actually got picked to be featured with Sylvester Stallone in an upcoming movie too as well. So he's going to be in Atlanta real heavy coming up the next couple months.
Did you bring your translator? I'm just kidding with you. Don't tell him that.
Stallone actually handpicked him too. So
did he really?
Handpicked him for
That's
his role.
So cool right there.
Yeah, Eric Baker.
Eric, I could see you as the next Rambo. Now it would be.
I can see that.
Excellent.
I can see that. Yeah.
Just get me a role as like the guy on the back of a. Can I be on like the back of a tank with one of the big guns? The pop, 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 pop. I'm usually the guy that ends up. Yeah, like in the next scene, you can drop the bomb on that tank, and but it's all right. I just want that 1 minute. I want to be the Tommy gun guy up top. I always thought that was the coolest role.
Yeah, that's cool.
And those old Al Capones where the guy's like, like he's usually the first one that gets taken out, but it's that's the role I want.
Okay.
That's.
Okay. We'll make that happen, Eric. We're gonna make that happen for him.
Yes, Enrico, make it happen. Definitely.
Yes. I can see.
I'll put a good word in for you. Definitely.
Yeah.
I could see Enrico and you we're all in. I could see us all like in Hollywood right now, and you guys in Hollywood, and I could see like you guys talking. Okay, the next Rambo movie, we got our actor. Enrico's sitting there discussing the terms, and then all of a sudden, be like, look, we're gonna have to go through all of our actors and actresses, but we got our Tommy gun guy. All right,
there you go.
Like,
check.
Okay, sure. Didn't know we needed that scene, but all right. But guys, it is going to be awesome. Looking forward to the event. And Eric, we're definitely going to catch up here soon. And I say this with all, I was going to say sincerity, but it would be a lie. But go Niners. Go Niners.
Hey, definitely. Go Niners.
Congrats, brother, on all your success, Enrico's success. And we're looking forward to the event coming up.
Thank you, definitely. I'm looking forward to it, too. We'll see you all out there.
All right. When we come back, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk some more. We'll give away some more Senior Bowl tickets and get into more. NFL concussion rose slightly. And people go, with all the safety issues. No, because guess what? They're reporting them. Coming back for more. It's the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
It's a new year and time for a new car. Bob Tyler brings you the most dependable line of cars at the best Bob Tyler Toyota prices. Drive the new 2020 Toyota Camry LE for just $239 a month, or new 2020 Corolla LE only $118. If a new year, new car is for you, get to Bob Tyler Toyota right now, where caring means quality at our best price. With approved credit, 12,000-mile, 36-month leases, $32.99 down for Camry, $29.99 down for Corolla. Excludes tax, tag, registration, and title, zero security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Expires 1/31/20.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
Jenna!
Hey, Josh.
I'm so excited. I just went to Sprint, and guess what I got? The new iPad Gen 7, and it was completely on them. All I had to do was add unlimited data for just $25 per month.
For real?
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's got a 10.2-inch Retina display, and it supports the Smart Keyboard. I'm so excited to binge watch all my favorite shows on it.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
And Sprint gave me a $100 prepaid MasterCard when I switched. No joke.
Seriously? I'm in. I'm heading to a Sprint store today.
Now through January 26th, get the new iPad Gen 7 on us and get $100 when you switch. That's now through January 26th, only at Sprint. Visit your local Sprint store to learn more. iPad 7th Gen 32 gigabytes, $0 per month after 1917. Monthly credit for 24 months credit applied within 2 bills. Requires new line if you cancel early. Remaining balance due. Tax due at sale. Card requires port. Online registration and 60 days of service on the new line before card ships. Card terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Member FDIC. Plan excludes taxes, fees, and roaming speed maximums. Use rules and restrictions apply.
The Ice Flyers' highly popular and highly anticipated $5 weekend, sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club, is back Friday and Saturday night. All seats except glass seats are just $5. It's perfect for the family, your workplace, or whatever group you're part of. Come experience Ice Flyers hockey at the Bay Center this weekend for just $5 per seat. Plus, the first 1,000 fans to each game receive a free bag on Friday and a free tumbler on Saturday, courtesy of BJ's Wholesale Club. Be a part of Ice Flyers hockey.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited. So gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a plan. Pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. You're going to play songs nothing but that to see. You know.
Yes, absolutely. That's the plan now.
All right, let's get to some more things going on right now. The concussions are slightly up, by the way, in the NFL, according to reports, in 2019 than they were in 2018. Now, to me, this isn't as much about the concussions as it is that they're reporting all of the concussions. There's a lot of players that be like, no, man, I'll get back out there. Coaches, get him back out. I mean, we've passed the days. This isn't old school. Sometimes people want to go back to like the 70s, like videos with like Mean Joe Green and tossing like the Coca-Cola and like, here, kid, like the jersey. These days are done. Yeah, but one thing I will say is that a lot of people don't understand that today in football, a lot of these players, like there are people that will lose their jobs if somebody goes back out on that field. Where before it was like, okay, we can put them back out there if they want to be there. I saw Wes Welker have to get like turned around one time and sent back on the football field when he took a hit. Those little slot receivers for Brady always take a licking. I mean, there's 5 or 6 times a year they'll take a shot. Edelman, those guys, there's a reason they're always on the injured list because you know the ball's going to them. And guess one thing you can't teach in sports? Size. You know, we were just joking with Eric. Eric's like twice my size. I could go out there. I could work out every day. It wouldn't matter. He's still a bigger person. Yeah. That's the thing is when Edelman's 5'7", 160. You give me a couple weeks in the gym with Barry Bonds, I think I could take him. I think I could take him. That's just the same. Give me a little get out of that dead bod and get going. That bird call. After I got a finishing move on him right there. Yeah. But honestly, though, with the calls with concussions, do you like – I mean, people get a little mad about the rules, about how they feel it's too soft. I think a lot of the preseason, the Clay Matthews hits, we didn't see as much of that in the regular season. Preseason was bad to start this year, but I think it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it has, man. And like I said, things are trying to evolve in the game of football, and as we pay closer attention, man, to some of these things that are happening, I think it makes the game better and safer for the younger generation coming up. Like I said, I have a son that's playing 9th grade this year.
That's right. That's awesome.
And he was out there, and he took a couple hits this year, but of course, as a father, I'm like, get up, son, let's go, get up, And we say that, but you still want the safety of the players to be the first thing addressed whenever you're going forward. So.
Here's the deal. Would you rather see the sport over time go by the wayside and we still love it and people are lined up? Or would you rather see everybody go crazy and then, I'm going to be frank, somebody ends up dying on a football field again and then they cancel it? Because if something to the detriment of somebody got hit over the middle by somebody that strong, if you got a guy like, let's take a guy like a Jadeveon Clowney, what he did to Carson Wentz. Oh, yeah. Carson Wentz is like your fun-loving, kind of nice, smiling all the time. But if he would have hit the back of the head, anybody that knows anything about science, sorry to call people out if you didn't know this, but like, that's rude. But the back of your head is the part of your head where if you get hit by something.
What's it called, Chad? Since you know science.
I do know this, but I'm complete.
Later.
But see, the people that really, really know science would call me out on this. So I do know this, but the
I believe you.
The backside hemisphere. No, but when it comes down, no. But when
sounds like a finishing move.
The back of the head can cause the brain to the point where that's how a lot of people die. And if you get hit that hard, it could be the end of these players. They got to protect the head. You got to protect the heart, which is already protected by pads. But in football, it's about the neck and the head. And I get it. We've seen the guys in the title game right there. Skalski had a great game going. And he went and he made a play. It was a football play. And he got called for 15-yard targeting and got kicked out of the game. The difference was the call was right by the law. And I wouldn't have taken the flag away. Yeah. But if a guy's intent isn't to go after him, to tell that guy in the biggest moment of his career, everything he worked for that moment, to have him not be able to play the rest of the game, I hope we can use the human element to judge and say, look, the intent of that wasn't to take this guy out. Yeah. I hope we can go down that path. I know it's not that easy, and that gives more room and leeway for refs to make those calls. Yeah. But the concussion, I don't think it's a bad thing to make the game safer. I just hope that referees can use their instinct to, when a guy is just getting tackled out of bounds, but maybe he's got size 16 cleats, 17s, and his toe is out of the line, and then he finishes the tackle off, and they throw a flag for a late hit, and you're like, seriously? Yeah. Guy's just trying to do a football play. We see that all the time. Let's start making more judgment on the right call. But from a standpoint of the safety of the neck and the head, Brandon Merriweather, the Patriots, used to dive at people like a swan. And coming at him full.
Superman.
Yeah, and he deserved every one of those penalties. But some of those guys, we faded away from that. And it starts at the bottom. It starts at the lowest level. Teaching kids to tackle and do it right. Tackle at the letters. Have your head up. Don't tackle with the crown. And go drive right in the chest. But keep your head up. I hope we can start teaching this. And it starts at the beginning if we're going to be able to keep this going for, I hope, football forever.
Well, there's two things on that. One, it's a naturally violent sport. That's part of the way we watch it. The reason we watch that. Yeah. It's exciting to see the two guys clash like that. Yeah. And here's the other problem. If you don't like it, and if you think that the concussions, they got to go, we got to be safer, you're seeing steps that way, but you can't take the violence out of football. It's always going to be a violent sport regardless. If you don't like it, don't watch it, because as long as you continue to watch it, you're supporting it. So don't be a hypocrite and all that. I mean, if you're sitting there saying, well, this is unbelievable, then don't watch it, because as long as you watch it, they're going to put that out there on the field. Yeah. Look, in high school, I had a concussion. I had a concussion so bad that I woke up, thought I was on a baseball field, didn't know where I was. This is a true story. And my coach picked me up. He's like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, sure, because I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. Pushed me back on the field. He called the play. He told me the play. I ran out there. They said, what's the play? And I'm like, huh? And so the running back went over there and got it and then told me what to do. That's at the point. And I didn't realize what it was until after the fact. And so it's scary to look back now and to say, well, I'm glad that I'm okay, as much as I can be okay.
Yeah. Well, this is the part of the story he's not telling you. All of that happened before the concussion. He had been Oh, okay. And then he was like, "What? Where am I? Huh?" And then he got hit on the football field and it got bad. By the way, so I'm just saying.
It's the same thing as we are taking steps, and I think part of it is we are announcing it more now. Yeah. I think it is good that we're taking a step further. When I look at the helmets now, even from I don't even remember, I graduated in 2009. Yeah. To look at the helmets now to then. It's night and day difference. They're customized to fit the head and to support everything. Yeah. The pad's the same way. You're always going to have injuries. You can teach guys to tackle better, which we should for sure. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're still going to have these injuries.
Yeah, you can't stop that no matter what you do. I mean, but the equipment has gotten better. I mean, they are teaching it even in the flag football levels now. Student 55 does a great job.
Yes, they do.
That.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Wilson's out there all the time, like, hey, teaching them different little fundamentals and techniques. My son went through it before he played high school football. So, I mean, yeah, it's there. It's just. I mean, it's a gladiator sport. That's what it is.
Was down there today dropping off some tickets for the guys at Lighthouse Academy right there. And Coach does a great job. He was in studio with us and really look up to a lot of the things he does with the community and the whole Studer family. Let's go ahead. 850-623-1330, the number. Caller, who's this?
Hello.
Hello. Hello, buddy. Who's
Can
this?
y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
This is the Governor Williams calling.
Oh, snap!
I just want to say this. I just want to say that he.
Did we lose him?
Hey, Governor, are you still there?
I'm still here. Yes.
Okay.
My bad. I guess I'm behind y'all from this online. I think
That's
I'm running
okay.
behind on the
we have so many moving pieces, so I'd turn that off and just talk to us right now. We got you.
Okay, I just want to let Rico know that he is the new Tyler Perry out of Pensacola.
Thank you, brother.
First.
Well, I don't know if I want to see him dressed as Medea, but I will say that he is, when it comes to everything, when you talk about what he's doing, I love following, and, It is awesome. It's not just him. I know everybody within the community that has been part of this, but from the days I was out there with him at the 850 event, that I know everybody back there, Bill and all the guys, you guys all rock. And Governor, it's a change to see the growth of Pensacola in so many ways, and what this guy, the impact he's making. I'm happy that we became friends, and the connection between the sports aspect with ESPN Pensacola as we've come in and Manager of the Year, and everybody that's being part of it, because that's what we're frankly here. You can flip over a switch right now, and they're probably talking LeBron James and everything going on in the NBA. ESPN has national shows all over. What we're here to do is talk about the local and be local, and that's what Rico's living it, and it's awesome to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Rico. We love you. Pensacola, Florida.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, brother.
Appreciate it right there. Yeah, man, look at this. Getting some shout-outs. Appreciate it. Having some fun right there. Well, we do have to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. It's a segment I just started yesterday called I Was Right and JP Was Wrong.
This
is awesome.
This should be fun.
We only have, actually, scratch that. It's only a 2-hour show. We don't have time for that. That would take like 3 days. We don't have time. All right, coming back for more. It's Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Plaid TV.
1033, home invasion, 3 detained.
Description.
Mouse, female, spreading disease, contaminating food.
Copy that.
Termite, male, property damage.
Go ahead.
Stinging insect, male, triggered allergic reaction, major health risk.
Pests like mice, cockroaches, termites, and stinging insects pose real health and property risks. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. That's PEST world.org.
A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. You can try a full 30-day bottle of P3 Advanced, free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free.
Call 1-800-253-7136.
Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now.
Call 1-800-253-7136.
Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer.
Call 1-800-253-7136. 1-800-253-7136.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
What if people had a battery level icon? Like on your phone? You'd see a lot of us in need of a recharge. Thank goodness there's 5-Hour Energy. Because just one sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy shot can get you all the way back to 100% fast. And isn't life better at 100%? 5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Man, I got this swag. My hat matching my bag. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag.
Welcome back. See, look at this. He's got me now on TV making faces to snap at him like I'm some rude guy because you were pointing at me to do bird call instead of turning my mic on in there. See, I'm not like that, folks. I promise that.
He really is.
You just made me into like a Chris Berman right there on air. I was like giving one of these live. And
you wish.
None of that was true. I was just telling turn my mic on so I could talk right here. I'm done doing bird. No more bird dances. Nobody needs to see it.
February 6th, y'all come out see him do the bird dance, ladies and gentlemen. Red carpet. He's going to do it.
I'll be
for
there.
Throwing out these signals. Charity. I don't even know. I don't need to be doing these signals on air. Nobody needs. By the way, looking at some of the things going on here, we talked about the Senior Bowl for a little while, but the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl being in between the Super Bowl, that even makes it worse to me because you don't even get the best players. The two best teams right now are Kansas City and San Fran. You're not even getting your players in those teams representing. Yeah. So like any sport that the best players, like the team that you want to be represented, cannot be represented to the fullest, is not doing justice to the game.
Exactly.
That sounded political right there, but that was it was just a Pro Bowl. I mean, that's not that big. Nobody has to worry about it. From a standpoint of Derek Jeter and making the Hall of Fame, and you talk about some of the guys like Larry Walker, are we too hard, too soft? What do you think of the Barry Bonds, the Roger Clemens, the guys that are clearly deserving from their accolades, but they haven't got in yet?
Once again, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, off-field, things that happened outside of the sport. You know, even though it did, you talk about Barry Bonds happened in the sport, but, you know, the things that transpired as far as Jeter, man, I mean, his leadership, I mean, that guy, he should have got 100 across the board, really, honestly. Guys like him deserve – who's the guy who didn't vote for Jeter? That's what I want to know. Who is the guy?
I feel witch hunt time. It's witch hunt time.
Yeah.
I always feel like they throw a name out there, but it's not a real human.
Yeah.
I always feel like it's someone like Pete Dombrowski, and they like have a photo of just like your typical like this like white CPA looking guy
from
smiling,
Wyoming
like,
or something.
Cheese, like cheese, and this guy's not a real human. It's like it's clearly somebody just. It's like a catfish show. They're just catfishing this guy because who would have not voted for Derek Jeter?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Red Sox guy.
Me too.
From Taunton, Mass, and I'm gonna vote for Jeter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the guy.
Oh yeah, the guy.
Spot on.
Oh wow!
Is that written? Now you just pulled up Peter Dombrowski, didn't you?
You just typed the name in.
You just Googled that guy. I was gonna say that is that guy.
That was pretty spot on.
Wow.
That does look like the fake guy they would use, man. That wasn't a bad call
like
right
Max
there.
Kellerman a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
That would make more sense if Max Kellerman voted.
Max Kellerman voted. Look, listen. Max, I've listened to Max. I'm going to call out. You know, look, he's like, I don't care. I make a lot more, and I'm working in there.
Max and Rex Ryan, they both got to go.
But Max says things in his heart. Skip Bayless used to do this too. Mm-hmm. But Max is saying things in his heart that I know he doesn't believe. Like he was saying today how like Eli Manning had a better career than Big Ben and all this, and I'm just sitting there going, you can't
He's diehard, though. He's diehard. He's diehard Giants, though.
But that doesn't, still doesn't give you the right to lie.
I know a couple of people that's on TV that lie all the time.
I know.
They're getting paid a lot of money to lie.
They get paid a lot of money to lie. So, yeah.
I know. Listen, sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah. Especially all the Knicks fans out there. Right?
Sick and tired of those liars. But have you seen my UCF national title ring, by the way? Oh, never mind. Okay, so let's get to some more on that. Those liars. Have you seen my UCF title banner, by the way? All right, let's get to some more on what's going on with college basketball. Are you for, you got the one and done rule is something that we've talked about before, but you see Zion, and clearly the guy yesterday, 4 for 4, just went out there. The whole entire minute restriction, it stinks, but in the NBA is a different breed because if he would have gone out there and got hurt, then all of a sudden the next day Alvin Gentry looks like the villain. Like that game in the regular season was pretty much meaningless to the long term.
Exactly.
This guy he's an investment. Yeah. Think about if you own a company, how much of an investment you would put on somebody. Pretty much if you're talking about a guy that would be worth $70,000, you probably invest a lot into him. Like, this is a good person. If you have a business, that's a legit job. You probably move your way up. People would be happy to make that. That's a very successful career. Imagine about a guy that's worth about $300 to $400 million one day. What you would do for that guy.
Yeah.
And playing him an extra couple minutes isn't worth a $400 million investment pushing it
for a regular season game.
Yeah. And he's not looking is a little bit doughboy compared to the chiselness of Zion.
He is 8% body fat, right?
I can't.
I have to be careful with you two. These facts that you guys throw out.
I can't confirm it.
I don't know.
That's a legit fact.
That's legit. Okay.
It's not for me, so it's legit.
Okay.
But the thing is,
I can't confirm or deny that at all.
Well, part of this is because, and I heard that too, and Mark Jackson and those guys called him out.
Oh yeah, they were.
But the other part is he's built bigger. He is built bigger. He's gotten stronger. They said, you see this guy in the locker room, he is absolutely cut up. Like the 8% body fat is a real thing. All I'm saying is, don't just pump the brakes a little bit.
Got a few seconds, Elrico. Before we let you go, we do have some guests in second hours. I want to say, give a shout out the event, everything happening here.
February 6th. Make sure you come out. Red carpet event, UWF Commons Auditorium. Need you to be there. Tickets online right now. Sacred Heart TV series. Check it out.
It's awesome. Hey, thanks for everything you do. All your group out there. Elrico Jr., you're awesome, man. Go Gators. And we'll come back for more. We'll be out there looking forward to the event.
All right.
We're coming back one more hour. It's a Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up in the second hour, we're going to have some fun talking some Senior Bowl. We got some more tickets for you, and we'll get some more on during the off season. What are some of the sports that you might dabble in? We'll see. Ferret legging? Probably not. Sounds.
Just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, and it's caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result that's come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold. Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson.
who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast on Blab TV. Chad Brillante alongside JP as we get set to go here for the second hour. A lot to get to. Greg Litton, former Major Leaguer, will join us at 6:15, coming up to talk some of what's happening with Houston, with Boston, everything going on from the Hall of Fame with Derek Jeter. Find that person who didn't vote for him, all those things. Has Derek Jeter been one of those people? Wilt the Stilt is probably the guy, Wilt Chamberlain, that probably would have the biggest argument here. But does Derek Jeter have more illustrious Hall of Fame career on or off the field?
I think he wins both fields. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
He can give you the diamond notes.
He can apparently give you whatever you want.
Yeah, gift basket, signed autograph baseball.
I don't know if we're on the same level right now or not.
If you're out there, particularly, I don't know Derek's life, but female callers, if you've gotten a gift basket with an autograph, look, I'm just saying. Some guy calls in named Gerald, and he's like, I got a signature from him one time. Be like, all right, hey, it's 2020. But I'll say overall, from pretty much any person when you're younger, if you're a guy, and you had like a crush on, he dated. Whether it was a night or like for a year or two, he pretty much dated. Jessica Biel, any of the Jessicas, there's like 15 hot ones right there. But anybody on that list, he pretty much has dated. It's ridiculous. He was trying to win. It's like most of us go home after long trips.
He was winning in all aspects.
Well, to a point. Maybe he was looking for the right Jessica.
I don't think so.
That's not his book. Okay.
No, because he has the Vanessas and the Scarletts. And
now he owns a team. Not success. See, once in a while,
Jordans,
something happens.
Joys.
You know what's funny is a lot of these guys, these really good players.
Mariah's.
A lot of these players.
Bridget's. Continue? Are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. No,
I got
continue.
I got a really long list
I know.
here.
It's like Christmas wish list here. So it's like emceeing the double bridge run. I've got like 5,000 names to read here. So, you look right now, though, at a lot of people when it comes to success as a player, it doesn't correlate at all into being an owner. Think about or a GM. Michael Jordan with the Charlotte Hornets / Bobcats led him to the teary Michael Jordan eyes. The memes. Watching guys like Nolan Ryan in Texas, or watching what we've seen from even a person in the stands like Larry Bird, who has done okay, but he hasn't been incredible in Indiana with the Pacers. No titles. He's also sort of a jerk. He's Larry Legend, but could have spent a few more seconds with me that day in Orlando. Been nice to me.
Did he not know who you were?
No, it had nothing to do with that. He could have just been kind to a kid that was asking for a quick hello. That's all I'm asking. Now, he was sleeping, and I broke into his alarm system. But, no, I'm just joking. It was at the we don't have to get into that
standing
story
over
yet.
him.
This was a rude moment by him. That's all I'm going to say. None of that other stuff was true. But I will say, though,
I'm sure he remembers you.
That Derek Jeter now with Marlins ownership, failing outside of that cool fish tank, and whatever's happening out there with the clean.
Well, that's debatable. He's winning at failing, so he's still winning something.
I feel like there's going to be a story that comes out.
And they got rid of that dolphin, by the way. So that's a win.
Well, you've seen like the movie The Cocaine Cowboys, like the movie that came out and some others. Mm-hmm. You're like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, there's no telling.
But I will say the city of Miami was built on drug money. Like that's not even it's true. It's a fact of that's how the city really monopolized, with the boats coming through and people sending the whole entire Pablo Escobar story. But what would be funny is if like the Miami Marlins all this time during all of their failures, it actually was just like the biggest front in the history of the world. Like they're just like, oh no. That like wacky, all these things like they have like the moving big thing in outfield with the Marlin and the fish tanks and all the craziness of what's going on is all decoys to a bigger story going on because the baseball team has truly been
Look
bad.
here. Look here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
don't look there.
It's all still happening underground while this is happening, like boats coming through. All I'm just saying is I hope something besides their baseball is making them money, because the 2 hot dogs and 2 family members for $2 deals at the ballpark isn't a good look right now.
Well, when the best thing that has happened at that ballpark is the little kid that was dancing.
Yeah, or Marlin Man. Marlin Man's represented.
That's true.
You can't miss him in his orange jersey.
Are you a fan of those jerseys? Or do you like? I like the old. That's not fair, because I do like more of the old school jerseys, but the old pinstripes, the Marlins.
I do like the old pinstripes.
I love those.
Yeah. They were good back in the day.
Florida Marlins?
Reminds me of when they had Jeff Conine, some of those guys. Chuck Carr got his autograph back here. Really do. That's very random, but yeah, Chuck Carr's autograph. If you remember Chuck Carr, that ball's not worth more than $3.
I was gonna say,
but I mean, it's one of the best. Base
I was wondering
stealers,
what your connection with Chuck Carr was. I didn't know if it meant a lot.
He was down there at my baseball. He was down at the Little League field, and I got Chuck Carr's autograph. That's it. That's the end of the story. There's nothing more to it, right there. Looking right now, Luka Doncic, watching him play, and he plays tonight in a game against the Portland Trail Blazers. He's ridiculously good. His stats actually across the board right now are better than LeBron James for his age, but, I mean, they're very similar. They're both incredible. But does Doncic have the what it takes? He's young. What it takes to be the best in the NBA? I mean, he's very good, but I feel like there's a cap to his very good. He's a lights-out shooter. But he's not the gifted skill. He can't take off from the free throw line and dunk it or things like that. There's only a certain, but he's so crafty with what he does.
Well, here's the thing. Can he be? Yeah, absolutely. He has it in him. The one thing is, don't jump to conclusion, whether you're a Luka fan or not, which I'm in between. I think he's fun to watch. I'm not going to go out and say, and yeah, his second year is better than LeBron's second year. But these are guys that are two different guys when you look at the way they play their game. Mm-hmm. For Luka, though, it's in him. He can be. Now, is he right now? No, he's not the best player. He's not dominating everything. He has his ups and downs. At the same time, though, we've seen him take over a game. We've seen him when they need him to score, he scores. That's where, with a young guy, you pump the brakes on a young guy. Pump the brakes on Zion, because Zion's going to hit. You know, he came out and he was phenomenal last night. Mm-hmm. But he's going to have those nights, which I think the most impressive thing with him, which we saw at Duke, because he couldn't shoot that well from outside. He was shooting threes. Like, he was heat-checking everybody. But is watch him grow, because as he grows, he's going to know what he needs to work on compared to how people are playing him. That's the other thing. When you're a pitcher, if you think you have a lights-out fastball and you got a really good, or you got an okay curveball, and then you find out when you play people, your curveball is actually your better pitch. You need to work on your fastball, getting movement here and there. You tailor your game to how people are playing against you. I think with Luka, that's the same thing. I think he's going to get a lot better. Right now, he's still in uncharted territory. Sometimes he doesn't know where he's at because he's having so much success and there's so much pressure on him. I'm not saying there shouldn't be, because that's the way we are. Media and fans and everything, we put all this pressure on a guy. But at the same time, I think he's still young. He's got plenty of time in the NBA. For people, you know, he's getting compared to LeBron. Well, everybody gets compared to LeBron like LeBron got compared to Michael Jordan. Because, remember, before LeBron came along, everybody was getting compared to Michael Jordan. And, well, is that fair? Well, no, until LeBron came along, and then we're like, well, maybe there is an argument there. That's where I think everybody's different. To try to compare him to one person, well, maybe he doesn't fit the LeBron mold. But does he have the ability to be the best player in the NBA? Yeah, he has the ability. Is he? No, not right now.
850-623-1330. You can weigh in. He's 1 point away from averaging pretty much a triple-double right now. He's 29.5 points a game, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. I mean, across the board. And he shoots at a high level, and he's only playing 30 minutes.
They do have some good pieces, too. I mean, it's not the greatest.
I've watched enough of the game. They're televising him a ton right now because Mark Cuban, first off, has a lot of power. Yeah, when I say power, it's green.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. And then, secondly, he also is the kind of guy that can go out there. Did I just say secondly? Second, he can just add to that.
Secondly.
George W. part of the show here. Secondly, he also is the kind of guy that can go out and he can wow you with his game. He is very crafty. He almost has like a 70s type of appeal. He does a lot of floater shots, a lot of like smooth fadeaway. Like his game's almost in slow motion, the way he does it some. Slow motion for me. Like he just gets out there, makes plays, but he's fun to watch. And he is the kind of guy, you can't say this with every superstar. Stats can be misleading. They're like a bikini. They show some, but not all. Not everything. When it comes down to his stats represent, when he's on the court, they're a much better basketball team. It is clear. Like Kristaps Porzingis is on the team too. Can't miss him. Gets cats out of trees, like 7'4". But Kristaps Porzingis, when he's on the court, there are times when Dallas is okay. When Luka Doncic's there, their current record with him is 23-9 when he plays. That's really good in a tough West. And he's the difference. The rest of those guys are all just, sprinkled in. Dorian Finney-Smith from Florida and these guys, they're okay. Tim Hardaway, a lot of them are journeymen. None of those guys around him are elite outside of him, and Porzingis is your next star. But when Porzingis is on the court, they can be beat. When he's on the court, he changes the whole dynamic of a game. And he's fun to watch. I've enjoyed watching him play, and that's the thing about sports is sometimes we get so caught up in our jobs and what we're doing that we forget that it's enjoyable to watch these guys play. Like in the Super Bowl, yes, would I much rather see Tom Brady there another time and watch my Patriots for another Super Bowl? Yeah. I don't even know what to do. Like Ricky Bobby with his hands. I'm not sure what to do. We don't know what to do with the Patriots not coming up here. Like this is usually like a holiday coming up around February 2nd. I don't know.
Well, here the one thing with the Patriot thing, by the way, is people are like, well, all we're hearing is Tom Brady. Yeah, because we haven't been able to talk about this ever. Like this has never been an issue. So yeah, it is a big deal. Yeah, we're going to talk about it because the fact of thinking, if you went back 5 years ago to say, oh, well, Tom Brady, I tell you what, at the end of free agency, he's going to go somewhere else. There's a good possibility. You laugh at it. You're like, yeah, whatever. He's going to retire a Patriot. Now this is a real thing. This could be a possibility. He could be anywhere from Los Angeles Chargers, not San Diego.
All right.
To the Indianapolis Colts.
He can go to San Diego. That's fine. Go to San Diego. That's fine. Let him go. It is one of these kind of things where it's tough to it's tough at this point to know where these guys are going. But we do have some stuff coming in. Let's get to our text line.
Our text line right here.
All right, let's
see a Zion Sean Kemp comparison.
Well, hopefully not the alcoholic Kemp that couldn't jump at the end of his career, but at the beginning, Rain Man, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But the difference with the two players. The difference with the two players would be, to me, Sean Kemp has freak ups, but he didn't have that. There's a difference between the hops. I don't think anybody's compared to Zion Williamson. I think that's a good comparison. People have tried Charles Barkley. They've tried that. I don't think we've seen a guy built 6'6", 280 that can jump through the roof like he can. And he almost looks like he has those those shoes from the commercial.
He doesn't try
David
to
Robinson,
get up.
He can just spring at any time. He has the body that looks like he can barely get off the court, but he can spring at any time, and he makes it look easy. I don't know if we've ever seen someone like I don't know if we can compare him. And if he shoots threes like he did the other night, he will be an MVP one day. I mean, heck, his stats yesterday for the minutes he played. He would have broke records. 4 for 4 for 3. It was fun. Go to our Facebook page to check out the videos. But Sean Kemp, I think, is a good comparison. I agree. It's solid, but I think Zion's...
We may not even begin to come close to the ceiling of Zion either of what he can do.
Well, one thing we do know is that right now he doesn't have his Gary Payton. Drew Holiday's fun to watch, but he doesn't have the glove throwing him the ball. Just saying. We're going to add pieces to this. No glove. No glove. That's what OJ said. Look at the glove. All right, coming back for more. It's a Sports Drive. ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV. We're coming back with Greg Litton, former Major League Baseball player, will join us to talk about everything happening in the offseason right now in Major League Baseball.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
Hi, I'm Matt Kenseth. You don't have to be a race car driver to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you can't control, like mechanical issues, high winds, and rain delays. But there's some drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and leave the drama for the racetrack.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Welcome to Bo!
Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
I'm Bridget Brooks, president of Impact 100 Pensacola Bay Area, a women's philanthropic organization. Since 2004, Impact 100 has awarded 109 transformative grants totaling over $11.5 million, with 100% benefiting our community. Ladies, if you are interested in joining our community-focused group, please join us at one of our upcoming Meet and Mingle membership events. For details on upcoming events, visit impact100pensacola.org.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you right here. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast on Blab TV. Chad Brillante with you alongside JP. Jeff Price is ready to talk some Major League Baseball. And former Major Leaguer, Pensacola native, has done a ton for the community and kind enough to make time for us here. As, we've brought him up this week a couple different times. But, I just thought, this beautiful weather, 40s, 50s, sunshine. He was out there hitting the links in golf. I didn't want to mess up his game. I know he's like a one handicap. He's got to work on that. Greg Litton joining us here. Greg, you're always welcome, and I'm glad we can catch up, my friend. All right, Greg, let's try this again. Let's see. Is it queued up right now? Everything's good? Greg, are you with us? Let's try to call him back here. But we're not. Yeah, it's okay. It's he's speechless. But no, we'll get to some of the things going on. There's a lot going on in baseball right now to talk about. Think about it. I remember, and it's not all good stuff, but the whole situation with Houston and Boston, that's one of the situations where a lot of people need to understand that, yeah, they're not the only teams doing that, and it's not the same situation. Read the stories. However, both of these situations are going to be one that now more people are going to look into. You're going to have a lot of people talking about teams doing this and having a bunch of different people in security rooms that they can have that they're checking them out. That was the thing. It was the replay room. That was one of the biggest problems. It was the replay room that made it so tough. Because if it was just like, in the back, it would have been a little different. But they knew they were cheating, and there's a big difference between what we're about to talk about and more. Greg, kind enough to make time for us. Greg, do we have you?
I'm here, Chad. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing okay. I know baseball right now is doing all right, but a lot of stuff going on here over the last couple of days. And I know, look, Derek Jeter had an illustrious career, but I know, Greg, I saw some of the people he's dated before, and I know now you and also Derek Jeter are on the list of the most celebrity models that came to the game to watch you. So I know you guys are tied.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing when I saw that list. I was like, wow. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up there. Maybe he gets the slight edge, but
yeah. I don't know. Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda always had that smiley and that grin. He pulled in everybody. Yeah, but any food vendor, he met a lot of women during the no. But I will say one thing, Greg. When you look right now at Derek Jeter, have we gotten to that point? And I know baseball, a lot of people are purists, and who knows if one guy got snubbed from an interview at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, but one guy did not vote Derek Jeter. And I'm my team, my loyalty, and I will vote Derek Jeter. So why are people still sitting back, and why is it almost like a game where just because people before him that obviously deserved every vote didn't get it? Because there should be nobody that has clear judgment that would leave Derek Jeter off a Hall of Fame ballot, but there was.
Yeah, that's one of those things, Chad. A lot of it's, history and, the ambiance of the Hall of Fame and not getting unanimous selections. And Derek's one of those guys, though. I mean, I could probably, if I looked at a list, come up with a whole bunch more deserving of unanimous than Derek that didn't get it either. So it's one of those where, while it's kind of crazy, it's not that big a deal. I think some of the other stuff with the voting, really just kills me, how somebody like Omar Vizquel, who played 24 years at shortstop, 14 gold gloves, hit, I think, 278, stole 400 bases, is the all-time leader at fielding percentage at shortstop and played 24 years. That's just insane, those numbers. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. And then somebody like Larry Walker, who was don't get me wrong, a great player, but he had 100 hits. Now, I mean, I'm not knocking that because that's about 2,000 more than I had. But compared to other Hall of Famers, and he had less than 400 home runs, and he makes it into the Hall of Fame playing 10 years or so in Coors Field, where his batting average was 50. I mean, he was a 280 hitter in Montreal, goes to Colorado and averages 335. I mean, come on. I think some of that stuff is just ridiculous, or should be a lot bigger story than, Derek Jeter, who, don't get me wrong, he was a great player. He was a really, really good player for a long time, but there's a lot of other people that deserve to be in there. So I think it's just all crazy.
Greg, I think one valid point you brought up there was, well, you brought up a lot. I want to clarify that, there was a lot of good stuff. But one point that stuck out was you were talking about Larry Walker's number when he was in Montreal and his years before he got to Colorado. Everybody for the steroid era always wants to look at, the Brady Andersons, for instance, which was clear. But they want to look at everybody's stats before they assume they were on roids, before they were big and their head looked like the size of a blimp. But the difference is, why don't we compare the stats of guys from Colorado before they were in Colorado? Because we don't. Because if Larry Walker would have stayed in Montreal, it doesn't look like he was on a Hall of Fame path. Todd Helton has had a great career, but Todd Helton's no better than a lot of guys you played with in San Francisco. He just those fly balls that he used to hit, and he had such a good eye. Todd Helton had such a good eye. He hit everything. But I remember some of those balls that looked like lazy fly balls were home runs in Coors Field. So I think Charlie Blackmon's a really good player, some of these guys like that. But you put Charlie Blackmon in a stadium like San Francisco, he's not guaranteed to be an all-star every year.
No, not even a chance. I mean, he could, but just like you said, take Helton. Helton has like 2,800 hits, 400-something home runs, almost 15 career average. And I doubt he'll even be considered, but Larry Walker is in. and he got, I think, 20% of the votes his first year eligible. And I'm like, I just, and don't get me wrong, if Walker had stayed healthy and played Montreal his whole career, he'd have been a great player. Hall of Famer, I don't think a chance unless he reached 3,000 hits or something, played 20 years. But yeah, I don't know why they don't do that with some and do with the others. It's just crazy. But I think defensively, Omar Vizquel, but he wasn't a slouch at the plate either. I mean, 278 is a pretty solid hitter, especially stealing 400 bases. That's a heck of an all-around player with 14 Gold Gloves, and it doesn't look like he's going to make it at all.
Speaking with Greg Litton, former Major League Baseball player and Pensacola native here. And Greg, looking at the other stories, let's get to one that obviously has been a hot topic. I know that you have an opinion on this, but when you look right now at what happened with Houston and Boston and everything going on with the stealing the signs and using the replay room, in a nutshell, what do you think of it? Did they make the appropriate measures by firing the manager, the GMs, and also should they be stripped of their title? Where do you go the depth of what this is?
Well, you can't strip titles. I think that's going a little overboard. And you know me, Chad, it's kind of tough for me to give you my opinion. You kind of drag it out of me. But yeah, they this is over the top. I mean, look, when we were playing ball, we were trying to steal the third base coach's signs, the pitching coach's sign. We were trying to pick up tells on the pitcher. We were doing everything we could, but this is way over the top. I mean, this is just blatant cheating. That's not, it's like in football, trying to figure out what play they got called, and if you can figure out what Omaha or whatever meant by Peyton Manning, but if you're going to use, replays and television and I'll tell you what, if this comes out or if it ever leaks out or is proven true with the electronic devices, then these players need to get hammered because that's just awful. And I tell you what, I remember watching some of those games. And look, I have a lot of respect for these guys because obviously, I was a decent player, but I was not a superstar. And I watched these guys that were obviously a lot better than me as a hitter. And I remember watching in some of those series, Altuve and Bregman and these guys, and they'd get 2 strikes and lay off just a filthy slider that started right over the middle of the plate and breaks just off the plate. And I thought, man, God, these guys are good. How do they lay off of that? Well, if they were getting the signs, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, Greg, JP here. My question, it involves that too. And I don't know, I've heard a lot of different opinions on this, but a guy like, you look at Carlos Beltran and even Altuve and these guys, with this whole scandal, and if from what you know now, and then a standpoint of if they did have something on them, whether it be one of the little buzzers or whatever it may be, regardless, do you think that should taint these guys if they have a Hall of Fame career?
To some degree, yes. I don't think if they go on to have a Hall of Fame career, obviously this little stint had nothing to do with them being that good. But look at Bregman's numbers. I mean, you take somebody like Bregman, who is just a great fastball hitter. I mean, that son of a gun. He's like Matt Williams when I played with Matty. You could shoot a fastball out of a bazooka at Matty, and he'd turn on it and just crush it. But early in his career, he couldn't touch that breaking ball. But you take somebody like that's that good a fastball hitter, and they know it's coming. Man alive! I mean, it just. It can benefit certain hitters obviously a lot more, but I don't think in the long run it'll obviously put a little taint on them, but not enough to ruin if they have a Hall of Fame career.
You guys are right. And Greg, you played at the highest level. Both JP and I both had a chance to play at a college level. My career, very short-lived, literally 3 games. But what I would say is when you look right now at when you get to those levels, people have stats. At our parochial league and Catholic leagues, they did not have like a full-out stat keeper electronic booth, apparently. They had a guy that sit in what looked like a windmill, but it was also our clubhouse. But I will say, watching that, what you're saying exactly, when it got to the level where I could actually, I knew I was a good hitter when it came to fastballs, high fastballs, whatever. But curveballs, I swing at everything in the dirt, and I would chase them. And I had an open stance in. And I remember going back and looking at the stats, and it was a 4.08 average against fastballs and 0.72 against curveballs. And you're right. If you knew the curveballs were there, if I knew that the curveball was coming, then that would have been completely different. I mean, I was swinging every time that curveball, I would lunge forward and say, oh, crap. And I knew, but if you knew, and if there was electronic devices, we made this point too. If they're just looking and doing research, but illegal research by the law, meaning that, hey, we're videotaping and we're going back with that research and we're saying they throw strikes here and that, okay, that's great, but you still have to beat them. But at the same time, if they were purposely, if they had actual electronics that said dink, 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 or things that knew when the pitch was coming, if you take pitchers like Clayton Kershaw and guys like Adam Wainwright, and there's bases loaded in a 2-2 game, and you got a 3-2 count, those guys are still confident enough that they're going to throw their curveball. And you might swing at it because it breaks across the middle, but it bounces into the dirt. And if you knew it was a curveball, then you're going to win that game. So, I mean, those are huge things that people need to take into account. It is night or day. It's like look, I guess I have actually probably more credibility than even you, and you played in the majors, Greg, but I'm a Patriot fan. So this is right up my alley.
Oh, I know.
But,
don't get me wrong. I'm not claiming to have more insight about cheating than you. But the other thing too, though, Chad, it's not so much just, knowing a breaking ball's coming, as a hitter, just the fear, or not even fear, because you're not afraid, but just the thought in the back of your head that he might throw a breaking ball can take you from, a full count. And a lot of those home runs I saw, they were on fastballs up in the zone with 2 strikes, and it weren't guys just thumbing it up there, and they were just turning on them and pulling them right down the line, just bombs. And I'm like, how do you do that with 2 strikes? I know the game's changed a little, but not Houston. Houston, those guys are good hitters. They don't just, get 2 strikes and swing for the fence and fall down striking out at anything. They're good hitters. But to turn on a fastball up and in with 2 strikes, it's 95 miles an hour or so, that just doesn't happen with good hitters. I mean, they fight that off or foul it off, or, they might, get jammed a little and hit it over the, but not the way they were doing. And I tell you, but the other side of this too, though, Chad, it's part of me is like, well, why don't you take away, championships or anything like that? Well, to be honest with you, these other teams must have been awful stupid, Chad, because when I was playing, to be able to trust that, you have to be right literally 100% of the time. Because all you got to do, I did this in AA, because one of our guys got on second base. I still remember we were in San Antonio playing the Dodgers, of course, my favorite team. And he got on second base, and after the inning, he was playing third, and I was playing short that game. And he's telling me in between innings, I got their signs. I was on second base for 4 hitters, and I got every single pitch right. He goes, I know their signs, what they're using. He goes, if I'm on second base next time and you get up, he goes, we worked out. We all had, stuff like that. Well, he gives me the sign for a breaking ball. The guy throws a fastball, about hits me in the head because I thought it was a breaking ball. And I get to the dugout, and he's like, my bad. Well, you think I wanted to get those signs anymore? No. But so their level either had to be so sophisticated and because you give that buzz one time or hit that garbage can one time, and tell somebody a fastball's coming or a breaking ball's coming, and they almost get hit with a fastball up and in, the whole team's done with that little system. So the level of stupidity of some of these teams to let it, because we changed our signs all the time, and you're always leery of that. I just don't understand how they could have gotten it right so much unless these other teams were just careless.
Well, Dave Roberts hasn't been known for the best managerial type of experience. So but I will say though that overall, yeah, there's a big difference of knowing. Here are a couple stats though, and here's the other thing about Houston that's really tough with this situation, Greg, is there are a fun-loving group of guys. Like even if you're not a fan of them, how do you hate George Springer or Alex Bregman or Jose Altuve? Like you want to root for those guys. You want to root for Justin Verlander. You probably want his life, Kate Upton and championships and everything. But what I'll say is when you look at their stats. Here, this is a stat that I'm not even sure if you've seen this one yet, but Greg, Jose Altuve, during the 2017 playoffs, 472 home batting average, a 143 away average. Carlos Correa, 371, 211 on the road. Brian McCann, 300 at home, 037 on the road. Those are astronomically different from the standpoint of, did this make an impact? Based on those stats, it's showing it did. And I know that's three guys an example, but George Springer just crushed everything that day. But I will say that that's alarming to the point of if someone's trying to make a case, that's pretty clear right there.
Well, and it's a pretty good case too if they were relaying the signs. The only other thing, and you may be able to help me out, or JP or somebody, to get the signs too, though. I mean, we stole, and I'll give you a couple examples, like David Cone. David Cone was filthy back in the day. Back when he was on fire with the Mets, we used to own him. We knew every pitch he was throwing from the windup. Well, not every pitch because he had three, but we knew whether it was a fastball or going to be an off-speed pitch. We had Jay Howell, the stopper with the Dodgers, for like 2 years. We had same thing before he threw it, just off of tells they had. But and we wore them out. And but you've got to be able to get that sign early. So I don't know how their system and how they got it. The pitcher can't have his leg up, all the way his leg kick up and about to start home, and you get a buzz and go, ooh, now it's a fast. You've got to get it real early in the sequence of the at bat and the pitch for you to be able to comprehend it. He can't be in the middle of his windup when it happens. And so that's the only thing I didn't know is how were they getting the sign from the catcher and figuring it out and relaying it so fast that they got it too. Do you know that? I was wondering whether they were stealing it from the pitching coach or something, which a lot of them do.
No, I've actually read a bunch of stuff about this, and that's the big question. That's why people are even saying, well, is there somebody on the inside? Because, Greg, one thing you would know this too, is, listen, when I was a hitter, somebody telling me the sign of what's coming, and if they're wrong, well, now you're all screwed up in the head. So somebody that was relaying that sign, if this is true, you better be 100% sure, especially at the major league level.
Yeah. Because then it'd be hard also not to show your emotions that you're cheating. Like you'd be like, hey, what the heck, bro? Like, and then you're like, oh, why did you know that already? How did you know? I thought he was throwing a fastball. Well, how did you know I was throwing a fastball? Greg Maddux was the best. And, Greg, we do have to take a break. Do you have time to come back on the other side?
Sure.
Okay, but Greg Maddux, I'll leave you with this because you actually had career success against Greg Maddux. I remember us talking about it. But Greg said, no need to realize what I'm throwing. I'm throwing 89 sinker. It's going to be on the corner of the plate, and you're not going to hit it anyway. That was his quote.
That's a good point.
Yeah. We're coming back for more Sports Drive with Greg Litton, former major leaguer. Some fun baseball talk when we return.
The need for automotive mechanics will never disappear, and it shows no signs of leveling off. George Stone Technical College is offering program scholarships for automotive service and collision classes. From brake maintenance to a bumper crumpled up like an accordion, the industry needs responsible mechanics to keep them safe and fix their problems. To learn about these programs' costs and schedules, as well as the industry salary, visit georgestoncollege.edu. georgestoncollege.edu. That's georgestoncollege.edu.
It's a new year and time for a new car. Bob Tyler brings you the most dependable line of cars at the best Bob Tyler Toyota prices. Drive the new 2020 Toyota Camry LE for just $239 a month, or new 2020 Corolla LE only $118. If a new year, new car is for you, get to Bob Tyler Toyota right now, where caring means quality at our best price. With approved credit, 12,000-mile, 36-month leases, $32.99 down for Camry, $29.99 down for Corolla. Excludes tax, tag, registration, and title, 0 security deposit. All prices include $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Expires 1/31/20.
During these tough economic times, it's easy to lose sight of the importance of saving for the future. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling wants you to know there are simple steps to set aside dollars each month. The most important is reviewing all your monthly expenses and establishing a household budget. Need help getting started? Speak with a certified credit counselor who can help map out a plan for you. Call the NFCC at 800-388-2227. This has been a public service message from the NFCC.
Economic development, better schools, law enforcement, and public safety. Just a few of the issues that are on the minds of residents of Santa Rosa County. Twice a month, we take the time to recap the news events that shape and resolve the issues that affect our daily lives. Join us tonight for Focus on Santa Rosa, a 30-minute look back at the past 2 weeks of local news coverage by ESPN's sister station, News Radio 92.3 AM 1620. Focus on Santa Rosa, tonight at 8 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh! Dilly dilly!
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
This Sunday, you can browse desirable homes that are on the market in your price range and desired neighborhood. Get a detailed map by picking up a copy of this week's issue of Gulf Breeze News. Register at each home for a chance to win a beautiful prize basket. The more homes you visit, the better your chances to win. Gulf Breeze News Open House Sunday is sponsored by University Lending, Cat Country 98.7, ESPN Radio, and News Radio 92.3 AM 1620. For details, visit online at gulfbreezenews.com.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Sports Drive with you. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast on Vlad TV. We continue our conversation with former Major Leaguer Greg Litton and Pensacola native. Greg, I will say, when you look at Dusty Baker, I know he's the guy that you look up to in so many ways and being around there with San Francisco, but Dusty's going to have an opportunity. It looks like his name has been on one of the the hot boards to get some of these jobs that are opening right now.
Yeah, I saw that he was interviewing in Houston, and I saw or heard that a local native Showalter Buck was interviewing with Houston too. Dusty's one of those. I hope, and I obviously wish Dusty well because he's one of my favorite people ever. I think he's just still haunted, or he's been in the game so long, but never won a championship, and I think that's what he's chasing. And if he could win it, I think he'd ride off into the sunset happy. Those are two good choices. I think Dusty might be a little better choice for a fun-loving team like Houston, maybe so than Buck. I know Buck's loosened up a little, I think, over the years. The fact that both of those men aren't managing today is still amazing, unless they were, if Buck was choosing not to, that's a different issue. But the guy's won everywhere where he's gone. Baltimore was a little tough, but he still did a pretty good job there for a while. But yeah, those are two great guys. I hope they both land somewhere.
Greg, I wish we could talk forever. I know we got a couple more minutes, but when it comes down to, you see Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Roger Clemens, clear guys that at one point were the best, but they were also a lot smaller. They were half the guy, and now they're a lot bigger and they have records. But some of the people are making it where you're seeing their numbers go up, and it's almost like a punishment, like a tisk. We're going to start you at 40%. Now you're getting 60. You're not at 75. You're not at that number yet. But it's like almost they're toying with them to make them suffer. Personally, I think you need to be all in or not. Like the games, the charades, you're talking about someone's career. And for these guys, they've made all the money in the world. That's one thing nobody talks about with the steroid era. You can take away everything you want, but you didn't take away their money. They're still multimillionaires. They still live in mansions. They still sign autographs for kids. But the difference is they want the prestige of being recognized as one of the best of all time. Roger Clemens has the most Cy Youngs of anybody during our era. Barry Bonds has the most MVPs of anyone during our era. They want to be recognized as some of the best, and not having a Hall of Fame doesn't give them that opportunity. What do you make of it? I know your stance on whether they should be in, but this whole toying crap needs to go.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, they're not getting any sympathy from me. You want to be recognized as one of the greatest, you shouldn't have cheated. That's the way I see it. I hope they ought to keep them on the ballot every year just to toy with them, personally. But especially if they're a net Dodger. But yeah, well, we've talked about it before. The shame is some that broke the rules that weren't really mentioned got in. Somehow they kept their nose clean, but others didn't. So that's one of those. But, the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame has always been so tough to get in, and it's so prestigious. I think you keep it where it is. The guys that obviously cheated, tough luck. I mean, like you said, that $100 million they made or whatever can soften their ego being bruised a little to me.
Greg, when we were raising money for Northwest Florida Junior Achievement right there, and also the folks at Gulf Coast Kids House during Dragon Boat festivals, your Dragon Juice might have had a couple people testing positive for PEDs. But I'm just saying there's a lot of different things in that. I'm not sure 100% what was in it, but that's a secret, right?
Well, we don't test it at the Dragon Boat festivals, and that's one of the reasons why.
I just know I showed up to work on Monday and there was a cup waiting on my desk. But I will say, it was a blast and always great for everything you do, and we appreciate it. We could talk all day. I know when we start talking baseball between the three of us, I know we could talk for hours upon hours. Real quickly though, the Wahoos, Josh Donaldson has been added to the Minnesota Twins, but I really like what's happening here with the Twins down there. They seem like a young, fun-loving organization. I'm glad that our local team's affiliated with them.
Yes, and I'll tell you, I'm much more impressed with Minnesota's minor league system, at least the players and the organization, than I was with the Reds. I can tell you doesn't seem to be a big surprise why the Reds aren't winning. I thought the way they ran the Wahoos, the way they jerked players around and put them in the big leagues, and just the overall talent level, I can tell you, Chad, the whole time the Reds were here, I really only saw about 4 or 5 guys I thought were really big league players, and most of them made it. Obviously, I just went brain dead. The shortstop,
Didi Gregorius.
Yeah, it was one of them. But with Minnesota, I like what I'm seeing. And every team, trust me, I played in several different organizations, and the minor league systems are drastically different, and some are just run poorly, and there's no it's obvious why they don't win. But Minnesota looks a lot better, and I'm impressed with what I've seen from them.
Greg, it's always great catching up, and looking forward to doing this again soon, and always appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Appreciate it. Former Major Leaguer Greg Litton, a good friend and a guy that has done so much for the community as an ambassador of baseball. We have a ton of guys right now. Look, Jay Bell's a trash panda now. How about it? It's not a
Watch your mouth.
Don't make fun of his team.
Could be a rumble pony.
He's a trash panda. We're coming back for more. One more segment. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Plaid TV.
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
How about we add Sunday to that list? It's the NFL Tailgate Show at World of Beer.
Your plans just changed.
Yes, they did. Live show, games, prizes, NFL legends.
500 bottles of beer on the wall.
And you can try them all.
And no wrong choices.
Well, trying all 500 week one, that could be a bad choice.
World of Beer. Beer as you have never experienced it before.
Come on, bro. That was my tag. Your NFL party awaits you at World of Beer.
World of Beer.
Really?
Pensacola is loaded with famous athletes, and when it comes to seeing a chiropractor for their sports injuries, there is one team they trust, Doctors Edwin Roberts. A family tradition for 3 generations, Doctors Edwin Roberts Chiropractic, next to Legendary Fitness on Mobile Highway, has helped champion athletes like Emmett Smith and Trent Richardson. Doctors Roberts specialize in relieving auto accident pain to physicals for the student athlete. The best treatment for sports injuries is prevention. Call 912-4155 for a free consultation and change your life forever.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
ESPN Radio is taking over ESPN News. You can now watch your favorite radio shows all in one place. From Golick and Wingo. Oh, yeah. To the Dan Levitard Show with Stugotz.
All right, I'm available every day, thanks.
To the Stephen A. Smith Show.
I just don't understand this guy.
To the Will Kane Show.
It's my job to tell the truth.
From morning to night, the best of ESPN Radio is now available on ESPN News.
The Ice Flyers' highly popular and highly anticipated $5 weekend, sponsored by BJ's Wholesale Club, is back Friday and Saturday night. All seats except glass seats are just $5. It's perfect for the family, your workplace, or whatever group you're part of. Come experience Ice Flyers hockey at the Bay Center this weekend for just $5 per seat. Plus, the first 1,000 fans to each game receive a free bag on Friday and a free tumbler on Saturday, courtesy of BJ's Wholesale Club. Be a part of Ice Flyers hockey.
Coming up on Sports Call this Saturday, Justin Patrick takes a trip to the Senior Bowl, the Conference Championships, Pro Bowl, and the upcoming Super Bowl between the Chiefs and 49ers. It'll be on Sports Call this Saturday from 11 to 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1. Pensacola's home to the best talk in sports, new and improved. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 and FM 99.1.
You're listening to Pensacola's home for hometown sports. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Clicks, 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 they'll do anything to get a few. Tick, 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 that's the sound before my head explodes. Quick, 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 look at you up on your pedestals. Quick, 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 hear the critics come, it's time to go. I read your article, it kinda hurt me.
Welcome back, Sports Drive with you, right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante alongside JP and all the folks out there. We appreciate it. Greg Litton for joining us today. El Rico from Manager of the Year, kind enough to sit in with us today. Caitlin and all the folks back there in our network studio at Blab TV. Thank you guys for being part of it. Remember, tomorrow you've got an opportunity to get out there. The Blue Wahoos will have an opportunity to work with Coach Dave Wilson will be out there, Studer 55, and the Senior Bowl players will all be out there in the field at 10 a.m. A good opportunity. I'm not a meteorologist. Have you checked the weather at all, by the way? I know you're not as well, but have we?
Whoa, I have a weather.
You have a weather bug. You're now just going
Christian
to your
Garner?
phone. I could have. This is a lazy moment in history for me. I could have done the same exact thing.
Good weather tomorrow. High
weather.
64 and low is 40. 10% chance of rain.
Still don't trust the phone 100%. But yeah, I will say that
it's better than our forecast.
That's better. Exactly. That's actually like based on real weather. Yes, exactly. Radars and Dopplers and we're just guessing. But I will say it's back to being 64. By the way, starting to juice it up again. That's perfect weather. Right there.
Yes, that's perfect.
Ooh, sounds nice. If it's 64 and sunny out there, perfect time to get out there and have some fun. A lot of Senior Bowl. I know that it was reported that Jalen Hurts is expected to come.
He is expected to come. Yes.
Confirm or deny. Pick your team. Oklahoma, Alabama.
Oh, he is not going to wear that helmet, by the way.
He will not wear that helmet?
He said he is not going to wear that helmet. He said he's going to wear a Patriot helmet. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't.
Just kidding.
I like him a lot, but I don't want
By the way, reports that, have you seen this, that Mariota is, there's a possibility of him going to the Patriots?
I wouldn't mind that if you had the right offense. But, I mean, I think Mariota and like a Joe Brady system would be fun to watch. It would be fun. I mean, think about it. When he was in Oregon, he was running fast. It was fun. He's had a lot of injuries. The Tennessee offense, though, and him just didn't get along. That wasn't the right system.
No.
But, no, I agree. It would not be
you heard it here first. Mariota's going to be your new quarterback. Brady's moving on.
just talking about any quarterback not named Brady.
I know.
Is
It's so
not,
weird.
Yeah, it's
eerie.
That day. Ryan Mallett might be. Enough. Everybody.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Jared Stidham, the incumbent. We had some commercial. Listen, it can happen. Looking right now at some of the things.
Subliminal messages.
That's right. Good show, by the way, today. Talk football with Coach K. John Fox, former NFL coach right there, Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers,
By
Chicago
the way,
Bears.
We were trying to call John.
Danny Sheridan as well. Yeah.
I was trying to call him a couple
times. He was at
times.
lunch with his wife, wasn't he?
Yeah, and his phone kept automatically sending me to voicemail. Coach called him, and he was like, "Yeah, Coach, my phone doesn't answer if if my phone doesn't recognize the number." I was like, "Oh, well, I spent 10 minutes over here trying to get it perfect."
I'm sure his wife was so pleased with that.
And Danny Sheridan, by the way, that was an awesome call as well. He could have gave you some plenty of betting tips.
Not me. Why would you point to me like that? I'm not.
Just saying.
I'm just trying to win stakes. I've already got one that is sort of you've gone by the wayside, not talking about that Alabama-Auburn basketball game that I took the Roll Tiders.
No, I
okay.
told
You still? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I told you. I asked you if you want to go double or nothing on the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Steak dinner.
And that's what gamblers say is double it up, triple it up right there.
Oh.
That's I'm just saying. I'll dabble in
I'm
the
down
parlay.
because I'm going to get steak tacos either way.
I don't know what teasers are. Looking at, I will say this, though. For the folks out there, tomorrow is going to be an awesome time. Come out and join us. Thanks again for tuning in right here. It's been the Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV. For JP, I'm Chad Brillante. Have a great rest of your night, and God bless.
Some of your notes around the league today. Eli Manning will have his press conference tomorrow to announce his retirement. Manning was 7-2 as an underdog in the playoffs. That's the most wins, however, by a quarterback in the Super Bowl era. Zion Williamson took over the Smoothie King Center last night. Put 17 consecutive points during a stretch that electrified the crowd. Although he was taken out with 5:23 remaining, Pels lost the game 121-117 to the San Antonio Spurs. And Silvio De Souza, the young man that picked up a stool during the brawl against Kansas State, he'll miss 12 games as he was among the 4 players suspended by the Big 12 on Wednesday.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. Lakers and Nets tip shortly in Brooklyn. Tonight's game available on other ESPN radio affiliates and the ESPN app. JaVale McGee out tonight for the Lakers because of flu-like symptoms. LeBron and Giannis have been named as the captains for the NBA All-Star game that will take place in Chicago on February 16th. The Eastern Conference All-Star starters include Kemba Walker, Trae Young, Pascal Siakam, and Joel Embiid. West starters include Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic, and the Rockets' James Harden. No soreness for Zion Williamson at today's practice for the Pelicans. That, according to head coach Alvin Gentry. The team will not know until Friday's shooter on how much Williamson is going to be able to play Friday night against the Denver Nuggets. ESPN NBA analyst Richard Jefferson on putting those expectations on the shoulders of Williamson.
I don't want to ever project that on a player. Like, there's already been conversations about making sure that his weight is down. There's already been conversations about how he's going to play with the minutes and just his conditioning. So I don't want to, right now it's just about, let's go see what the kid can do on the court. Now that he's here, let's start evaluating his production, not like what his risk for injury is. And his production right now is very, very impressive.
That's Richard Jefferson appearing earlier on SportsCenter. Wizards and Cavaliers in Cleveland at the half. Washington up 68-61. Colin Sexton 19 in the first half for the Cavs. Women's college basketball on ESPN TV at the half. Number 23 Tennessee on the road leading third-ranked UConn 31-28. Mets make it official, hiring Luis Rojas as the club's new manager as he replaces Carlos Beltran.
Hey, Sagats, join us Friday. Ariel Helwani will be in studio with us. Plus, we'll close out the week the way we always do. We'll open up the club Friday. The Dan Le Batard Show with me, Sagats, on ESPN Radio.
On this week's Adam Schefter podcast, we will talk about great players, past and present. Past with the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, David Baker, who's become a larger-than-life figure these last couple of weeks by personally delivering the messages to Bill Cowher at CBS and Jimmy Johnson